a single stage press. The dies are normally individually stationed in the press itself, calibrated to the particular case for depth and specification. You then simply insert a single piece of brass, and the rest is history. Now again, this is a fully portable unit that could be theoretically backpack portable along with all the components for reloading. This particular one is made by Lyman. There are also systems of this type made by Lee and just about every other manufacturer presently in the United States. It should be considered that there are many different solutions, but there are also some new problems that arise when you're dealing with reloading, not least of which, of course, is, as we said, precision. Scales are vitally important for speccing particular powder measurements and also doing quality control checks throughout the entire process. With more precision shooting in rifle and also competition handgun, you even weigh the individual cases and test one against the other to try and come up with total consistency across the board. Not only do we have case reaming, but individual internal throat sizing. In this case, what we're looking at is an older but still a very effective shotgun press. That's right, even your shotgun hells can be recycled. And there are a variety of different solutions with regard to, again, the types of manufacturers that are available that produce these presses. In addition to that, you'll notice in the background inventorying and maintaining control over good quantities of cast bullets and conventional bullets that may be available for specific loads. Here, as we mentioned just a moment ago, is an example of a single-stage press that can be put into use, a little older system again, and nothing in the reloading field is obsolete. All of these presses can serve a purpose. And during peak production periods, all of these presses would be in service. Another fine example, for those of you who are drooling and salivating right now, if you have been in reloading for a period of time, is the fact that not only do we have the individual presses established and the individual dies available, but specific heads have been generated for particular loads, in this case 357 Magnum, 40 caliber, 38, 9mm, and of course we're looking at a stationing block to maintain control over the die sets so that no damage is incurred with any of the faces. All of these dies are set to depth and are prepared for use. Also, specific magazine powder charge tricklers are available. In this case, depending upon your personal choice and the type of system that you commit to, these are ready to pull off the rack, put on the system, run a test set, make sure that your powder spec is correct by, again, measuring, and then when you're finished, of course, proceeding with production. Might remind everybody, and again, you're going to have to do reading on this yourself, constantly check for the sake of safety and also for conservation. Remember, we don't want to be wasting powder. We want to make sure that whatever we are using, we use to the best of our ability. As we mentioned before, specific types of bullets for particular missions, and as you can see, there are a variety of manufacturers. We don't have to mention them by name. I think many of them are recognizable simply by their containers. But again, you'll have to do research to find out what will best suit your needs. There's, of course, also other single station points. We have bulk ball and buckshot in specific volume containers, or of course it can be produced by yourself. Holders for individual cartridges during processing, and this is something that's offered in a variety of different themes and by a variety of different manufacturers. Can hold everything from rifle to conventional pistol cartridges. And again, for mass production, it is important that we have these inventory devices on hand. Efficiency is the key. Make sure we don't lose that there. Now here, and I'm very impressed with this. This is not a factory-produced item. This was done by the master loader that we have here this evening. And again, it's a matter of what it is you're capable of improvising, what resources you can put together. These types of blocks, of course, can be produced in larger numbers so that many, many different heads can be put together with the die sets in place ready to be used. Once a system is developed, and once the particular measurements and the specifications have been laid down and been locked in place, this will save you an incredible amount of time. And again, the ingenuity on the part of the individual is the key. The quality of the work that was done here, all handwork by the way, is comparable to anything that was produced by the original manufacturer. In fact, in some cases might actually be superior, both in the materials and the quality of workmanship. So again, as we've demonstrated time and again for you, the solutions are out there. It's in the minds of the American people, and you need to get involved for that reason. There are many of you sitting right now that are going, I can do that. That's right, you can, and a whole lot more. So once you have the basic ideas down, just a matter of you coming up with new solutions. Now another example here, something that is vital, of course, is reprocessing. Amazingly enough, ladies and gentlemen, the reloader is the ultimate recycler. Remember, they've been telling us for years that we've had to recycle. Don't worry, the reloading people that are out there have been doing it for much longer than the government has. And in fact, this particular case is an expended .30-06 round. And by, of course, using a standard walnut or corn husk or a variety of different types of mediums, as you can see here, and the variety of different tumblers that are available, we can reprocess this brass. And of course, I'll demonstrate the simplicity of the operation. Within a very short period of time, what you're going to have is a reprocessed brass prepared for reloading. Of course, there's still sizing to be done, checking to make sure that military crimps have been reamed, the pockets, the primer pockets have been re-reamed so they can properly accept commercial loads and can be reloaded more easily down the road. Also, overall case length is spec'd, as is going to be described here later. And the primary purpose here is to maintain a higher quality level across the board. We can come up with specifications and also with loads that are not only equal to, but in many cases superior to anything presently produced commercially. And consider this, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are not familiar with this situation, facilities like this, many times larger in some cases, are available all over the nation. This is the kind of solution that the Patriot Movement and the militia needs to make sure that production is up and online. As we were mentioning earlier, ladies and gentlemen, remember that the reloader is the ultimate in recycler. As you can see, there's several different types of brass presently here, including volumes or quantities of brass. In this case, virgin 762 by 39, 357 virgin brass. This is never fired. And of course, volumes of once fired 357 brass that still requires reprocessing. Now, as we saw with the tumbler earlier, this brass will be reprocessed, cleaned up, deprimed, checked for specifications.